Good day. Hopefully I have this sheet, limiting excess reactants and yield. You got a taste of this from question number 13 of the RAPS, where we're adjusting to reality. All the questions we did in the basic land were looking at where we've combined reactants in perfect ratios according to the balanced chemical equation, and we've recovered all the product. And what we're saying here is that is not going to be the case in the real world as we do reactions. There's a lot of vocabulary on these pages, and we want to illustrate what's going on. A limiting reactant limits how much product the reaction can make. In other words, it will be completely used up or gone at the end of the reaction. The excess reactant is the one that is left over. Now sometimes if you have a mole ratio of 1:1, it's pretty obvious. Whichever one you have more moles of is excess, and whichever you have fewer moles of is limiting. But when we have mole ratios, say of 2:3 or 5:1, sometimes it's not as easy to tell limiting and excess. But let's try to illustrate what's going on at the particle level. So we're saying here are actual molecules. And we're saying we have 6 molecules of hydrogen and 4 molecules of oxygen. And we want to know which is limiting, which is excess, and also how much product we can make. Well, our mole ratio says 2:1, so that means we need to have twice as much hydrogen as oxygen. 6 is not twice as big as 4. So hydrogen is going to be limiting. It's going to be completely used up. That means oxygen is going to be in excess. There's going to be some left over. So we look at this, we say, hey, all of the hydrogens reacted. 6, we multiply by 1/2, that gives us our 3. 3 molecules of oxygen react. That leaves behind 1 molecule of oxygen, and that's why it's in excess. And the hydrogen, nothing, so it is limiting. Now, whenever we're going to calculate product, we want to use our moles of limiting. We said, in this case, molecules of limiting. We said we have 6 molecules of hydrogen. Our mole ratio is 2/2, so we make 6 molecules of water. So this reaction, at most, would make 6 molecules of water. We've learned that hydrogen's limiting reactant, oxygen's excess. So anytime you get stuck on limiting excess, take a look at these diagrams, and hopefully that rights the ship and gets you heading the right way.